Oh, yeah. So I began working on my basement. And Josh, I'm redoing my downstairs living room. It's finished, but it's unfinished, And so I'm tearing out drywall, tearing out stuff. I tore out a closet this week. And then I found out as I'm tearing out drywall that there had been a leak in the past of the previous families who owned my house before I bought it. There had been a leak in the basement, but not where, I tell this story and everyone's like, oh, so it was in the wall of the basement. I'm like, no, my basement is like insanely dry. Mm-hmm. It was in the center of the basement where I'm assuming what had happened was the heat pump, because we have heat pumps. You have a heat pump too.
Thank you.
Just to inform you. No, the heat pump was leaking slowly, I'm pretty sure, or the condensation, and it was just getting on this one area.
Dumb.
So when I took out the drywall, there was, I could tell that some of this wood had been rotted, and
even just a little drip, man.
It was amazing. And this was because I live in a log house, so this was like a large log that had I jabbed a screwdriver through, and it went all the way through.
Ooh, smooth like butter.
Yeah. So luckily, it's not load bearing anymore because when we built the room, like the bedroom downstairs, we reinforced this log going over the ceiling 100 billion times. So it's doing nothing. So I just have to cut that part out, and then I'm going to reinforce the area and stuff. So that's what's been going on.
But that's an extra step you had to do.
Yeah, but takes 2 days. I don't even mind because later on, if I actually do save up enough to maybe buy something else and rent that out, that's everybody's dream.
That's the dream.
It would be great. I was like, wow, well, what happens if you run into something like that? And now I know how to do it. I'm talking to Eddie, and Eddie's telling me what I should do, and so then I just do it by myself, and then he's going to come over afterwards, and we're going to build, frame out what we're looking at. But I'm doing all this part by myself, which I'm excited to do.
If God forbid one day Blimey Cow is not the bill-paying thing that it is for us right now, which I'm grateful for every day.
Every single day. God, every day.
Feels like a dream. I feel like you are gonna land on your feet.
I'm gonna put all of my tokens, all of my
your poker chips?
Not my poker. I don't play poker. All of my little kids tokens. It's like the children's gambling. At the arcade. I'm gonna put all of my AJ's Arcade tokens into just renting something, just spending the money, renting it, and just fixing it up and praying to God that it works, and then just trying to replicate this. I don't know what I would do.
Wait, so do you want to flip houses or just buy something cheap, fix it, and then rent it?
That's what I would like to.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I would flip the house. I don't like the connotation of flipping houses at this point, because I've watched these shows. I see what they do, and it's disrespectful, to be honest. When we were looking at houses, I didn't know anything about anything back then. But now that I look at houses that we looked at then, I was like, oh, this was a house flip. Somebody just did the bare minimum, and I was thinking of buying it.
You can tell when you're on Zillow or Redfin or wherever you look at the house.
It's just a look.
They just have that look. It's like, oh, this is what generic.
Yeah. It's almost like AI generated. When you see it, it's like, oh, that lighting looks fake.
The lighting and the white kitchen.
Yeah.
The super white kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
The wood floors.
It's the same every time.
It just it doesn't look like anybody lived in it. It looks like someone just threw Home Depot on top of it.
Right. So that is exactly what they did.
Like bare minimum Home Depot on top of it.
Yeah. So it would be fun to flip houses. That would be great.
You would be good at that.
It would take me too long.
That's what we should do.
Yeah, if all this ends, we need to just put our money together and just start flipping things and just see how it goes.
Would I don't know how I would do not doing video work. In my head, I think I would do okay. But I think I would end up trying to find ways like, hey, we can make a video.
Yeah. Doing this.
Showing off the house. And then we can put it on Zillow. Or we can make a vlog.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's definitely what you would do. You would have to do that. You'd have to do a video of this thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's the top story. But we're always learning something. I'm always spending money trying to learn how to do this so that hopefully, Josh, and I don't want to even say how much it costs to build that doghouse. I don't even want to say it on here.
Don't say it.
It was more than you think, but it was less than it sounds like what I'm saying. I'm saying it makes it seem like I spent 10. It wasn't like that. But
there were 4 digits.
There were 4 digits.
I mean, look, this is what
But I learned so much
Right.
from that. I mean, it's crazy.
2 things. One, anytime you build something, it's like you're getting an education. So it's like,
Yeah.
go online to a website, sign up for a class. What's that going to cost you? Hundreds of dollars at least.
Dude, sometimes they're like $5,000 to do that.
Oh, but if you sign up in the next 24 hours, it's 90% off.
Yeah, which is great for me.
For this online course.
Yeah. So I'm spending the money to get an education. I'm just hiring somebody to do it for me.
And also, if it's something you're building on your property, you're going to get that money back one day. Either you get the you get the money out of it by getting a whole life's worth of use out of it, or if you actually sell your house at some point, you get that money back in appreciation.
Well, what are they going to? I mean, the doghouse, where they can convert it into like a wine cellar?
That's not.
It
doesn't. No, it's literally just anything that makes your house, when somebody looks at it, have imagination and say, "Have you ever seen a house with a hole in the hill like this? Look at how nice this looks."
Yeah,
and the real estate agent is like, they've hyped it up because anything unique or whatever, they can be like, "Oh man, you can use it for this. It was originally meant for a dog, but you could do anything with this.
You could put your lawnmower in there."
Well, and then they're looking at like 3 houses that they looked at that day. Well, what about that one that had the doghouse? Or what about that one that had like the insane playground at the bottom of the hill?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that almost bodes well for people. It bodes well, or it looks good for the people who owned the house prior, because you're like, if they took that much time,
100%.
They must have taken care of the house.
Right.
Like they must have cared.
You can tell somebody who loved this space and who was good at this stuff lived here and took care of it.
So then you look at the whole house in a different light. You're not suspicious of it as much as you're like, oh, okay, wow, what did they do? That's like cool,
And just like anything like that is going to make somebody looking to buy a house be like, well, we could up by a few $1,000 extra. And you know what I mean?
Right, and then I got my money back.
You're spending someone's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house. Well, what's an extra $2,000, $3,000?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
that's what renovations cost on a thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Whereas for me, when I'm spending that amount like on this doghouse, it's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like when you add all of it up, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But then
it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah. And the dogs use it, so.